Welcome to Kayfabe Wrestling Talk. This is where you come to hear how wrestling should be talked about. Sitting here with my partner in crime, Matthew Barnaby. Boo, 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 boo. Fireworks emojis, things, stuff, happy face, piece of poop over your head. How you doing?
I'm all right, Mr. Handsome Nick Hanlon. How you doing, buddy?
Not bad. Handsome Nick Hanlon here, coming to talk about WrestleMania, which is coming up. Am I on your speaker out loud or am I in your ear?
You're in my ear.
All right, cool. I'm just hearing a little bit of an echo, but it never comes through on the recordings. Are you excited for WrestleMania?
I am excited for WrestleMania. There's a couple of matches on this card that have been announced that is very exciting. And
there's some storylines I'm excited about. There's some storylines I'm not excited about.
I agree. And some of these storylines have been going for like a year. Mm-hmm. This is some of the best stories they've put out in a long time, man. I'm hyped.
And some are thrown together like a busy parent making dinner.
I feel attacked.
Macaroni and cheese, hamburger, dinner. You know, some of them are like that. So I mean, I'm excited to go down the list. You sent me the matches. Of course, we'll talk about the big ones at the end, which probably be a majority of the conversation. You know, Gunter, Jay, Rollins, Reigns, Punk, Cena, Rhodes. We got some stuff to talk about on those ones. But let's start first what we're not getting. Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens.
Yeah. So it looks like Kevin Owens' neck injury is legit, and he's going to be out. The latest thing I read was potentially up to a year, 8 months to a year of sitting on the shelf. Man, that is a shame.
Retired too.
I mean, people do retire from neck injuries, right? So and for the last 4 months, I've used one main word to describe Mr. Kevin Owens, and that is despicable. But I never wish injury on people and to be out of action and things like that. So shout out to Kevin Owens.
Let's talk about the real word that he is. He's the glue, right? Because no matter what he's doing, whether it's despicable or, in my words, really smart and awesome, he's always entertaining. So no matter what's going on, you could toss him in a pile of crap. He'll have 6 quotes that are hilarious out of it.
Yeah. And, I mean, you're not wrong.
Man, I don't know. I hope. I'm sure he's got a lot of stuff going on, and who knows if he has to retire, if he even wants to look at wrestling. It's like Daniel Bryan said, I hated doing the announcing stuff because I wanted to wrestle. But man, him on a color commentary would be
great.
Bobby Heenan-esque. It would be the best. He's the best. He knows how to talk. He's funny. He's a dick. He's all of the above, and it's perfect for that seat. So we're not getting Randy. So who's Randy fighting? Is he going to fight Nick Aldis?
Right. So and again, speaking of long-term stories that they've been doing, it was about a year ago when Randy Orton RKO'd him, and he got fined, right, on TV, and they fined him, and he doubled it. Right, Orton paid him twice as much, and he's like, "That's for the next time." And a year later, I mean, I don't know if they thought about that, but I thought that was brilliant. I thought it was really, really genius.
I forgot about that. That was great.
Orton RKO's all this to after he's told he doesn't have Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. So does Randy Orton get a match? Is it Nick Aldis? I have no idea.
They're gonna figure out a match for him.
I hope so. I hope so. There are some rumors going around the interwebs about some people returning. A couple of people have signed some contracts recently. I don't know how accurate that is, but it'd be interesting. Maybe one of those show up.
Okay. I don't know who those are, but that's fine.
So that would be Rusev Miro from AEW is now a free agent, and so is
I heard he signed
Black.
Actually.
I believe he's been signed. The last rumor I heard online was that somebody saw him in Connecticut at the headquarters getting his final meds done, medical check done. And Aleister Black, or Malachi Black, depending on which promotion you watch and what you want to call him. But there's no story there. So I don't know
How are they
if
going to
any
whip
of
it
those
together?
two, I don't know if any of those two want to do like a big return against Randy Orton of all people. Um, who knows? So I hopefully we hear something in the next week or so. I'm pretty sure Orton's going to have a match at Mania. I mean, he's a long-term veteran. He has never strayed from WWE. He's been a WWE guy since day one. I'd be surprised if he wasn't on the card in some capacity.
I mean, they just shoehorned Rey Mysterio in last week.
They
So
did.
why can't they shoehorn Orton in? Add him to the Gunter match.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
Gunter!
The
Anyway.
Ring General.
Okay, and we also don't have any tag team championship matches, which I
Is
assume there will
nuts.
be a multi-person tag team match. I just don't know yet, and I don't know if it's going to be everybody. Like we don't have tag team matches on either side.
No,
Right now, the champions on SmackDown are is it the Street Profits?
the
Or is that
Street
Raw?
Profits on
Street
SmackDown.
Profits on
Street
SmackDown.
Profits.
Who's Raw's?
The War Raiders.
War Raiders, right? So
War Raiders on Raw.
are we going to
And
see another epic tag team thing?
I
they got a
liked what they
week.
did last year, right? Which was a bunch
It
of
was very
tag teams
enjoyable.
from both brands, both sets
Both
of belts
titles.
above the ring. Yeah, I like that. I thought that was a cool concept. You'd have to think something's happening because they've actually shown a lot of love to the tag team division the last 6 months or so, right? We joked about a couple of weeks ago where they had the whiteboard and he was
You
going
thought there
around
was
all the
something
different
gonna
tag teams,
happen
right?
after that.
So you would think. You would think. So I'm sure we'll get something, and hopefully they'll start announcing that. I mean, they have a week left, so
Yeah, a week.
a week and 4 days or whatever it is before Mania. So you'd think they'd have something.
Okay, so let's talk about the shoehorn matches, in my opinion, right now.
Mhm.
Okay, Logan Paul, AJ Styles. That's a
Yep.
shoehorn match for
Yeah,
sure.
I can
Whip
see that.
together just to get AJ and get Paul in the ring.
Yes.
I think it will be a good match.
I think it'll be a very good match.
Yeah.
I hate Logan Paul probably more than anybody else on this planet.
People hate what they can't be. I get it.
I'm so glad I'm not him.
You're a liar. You're a liar.
Yay.
You're a liar. I wouldn't want to be his brother. That guy's a douche.
But he's he can go in the ring. Like there's of all the famous or celebrities that come into wrestling. I mean he's taken to it more than anybody else, I think. And being in the ring with AJ Styles is never a bad night. So it'll be a good match.
Like he's catching on so fast.
He is.
And I mean the mic skills are amazing. The crowd reaction is unfair but great because he's the greatest wrestler of all time pretty much at this point. So they should be cheering him, but it's still great that they're booing him because he's getting they're not silent. What do you got there? You're looking at it.
Oh, sorry, my list. I have multiple monitors. I was just highlighting that we talked about Paul and AJ Styles.
And then I would say the other shoehorn would be Ray versus El Grande Americano.
yes.
I mean, not sure I don't know who it is.
Oh yeah, no idea. Other than the exact same body type, move set,
Penta, I know,
and chin stubble of Chad Gable.
Phoenix. I know they're like the same. It might be Phoenix. It could be Hulk Hogan. Maybe he's sized down. Hulk Hogan's such a good wrestler. He can look shorter.
He probably. It's either Hulk Hogan or Chad Gable. In my opinion. Which is interesting.
The point is you don't know.
It started with Penta, right? And you'd figure that would have gone a bit more the distance, right? This whole Chad Gable trying to figure out how to beat luchas, and if I am correct, and it is Chad Gable, I'm surprised that Ray's the one he's going against and not Penta, who started this whole Chad Gable pilgrimage of learning lucha libre. So I don't know. Ray can still go in the ring, and whether it's El Grande or Chad Gable, that guy has not had a bad match either. So it should be really good, but there's very little backstory to this,
There's
right?
nothing. But it might be a great match. But there's
El
nothing behind
Grande
it.
has
It's like
done all the work.
I feel like Rey Mysterio might be retiring. So like, we got to get him in. Like, you'd think they'd have a retirement, some sort of, I don't know. Anyway, I don't really understand it, but obviously El Grande Americano is going to win because he's the greatest American luchador in history.
From the Gulf
and
of
he's
America.
from the Gulf of America. And it's funny how all the Mexicans and all the luchadors like on the internet are like so into it and don't have a problem with it at all.
No, none at all.
No
The fact that
racial
they
implications to that at all.
the fact that they show these old black and white photos of him wrestling
He's
back
ageless.
in the day. Apparently, he's 127 years old. So
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, hey, El Generico never got any heat, so why would he?
It's fair.
Well, since
Maybe
we're
he should come
talking
back.
about Penta, let's just get into the Fatal 4-Way first. And
Yes.
then I'll get to the top of the list. So we got a Fatal 4-Way, which is a very interesting thing. And there is story behind this a little bit, right? Because these guys have been fighting. We got Braun Breaker, we got Penta,
Dom.
Dominic Mysterio, one of the greatest of all time, already at 22, unbelievably. And Finn Balor. Are we going to see the animal come out of Finn Balor? The
demon?
Fiend? The demon? Yeah.
I mean, Finn and Dom are not going to leave that match as friends. I think
prediction. Dom's winning.
You think Dom's winning, really?
I think Dom's getting the belt. I know a lot of people will assume Penta, maybe Braun. I'm going left field with Dom on this one. Not because I'm a huge fan. Talent on top of talent. It's like watching Madonna sing like a virgin in the 80s. It's just perfect.
He is just a scumbag looking, mullet wearing, porn stash having, just grease bag.
I'm looking for an insult.
Do we think Finn and Dom are going to implode? Is this the either the end of Judgment Day or the end of one of their 10 years in Judgment Day?
Well, I mean, Finn's probably going to do something where he's going to be able to pin the guy, and then Dom's just going to sneak in and throw Finn out of the ring and pin the guy. I'm sure the match will be a good long match, but I think that's how it's going to end. He's going to sneak in there. He's going to get the pin. Braun Breaker and Penta. I can't. I know that I can't see Braun winning. I really? Just don't. He doesn't have the experience. He's never done a triple threat or a 4-way match. And Dominic Mysterio clearly is the veteran. Penta, he's the guy's fought everybody. So I just can't see Braun taking that belt home.
Yeah.
And I think Braun is destined for bigger, better things. Let's be frank. I don't think they want to make him a Guntar and have him with the belt for a year or 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's going to be moving on to the main event. Cause
I mean, he's a beast. Did you see that spear?
That was crazy.
On Monday against Carlito. He flipped like a full front flip after he speared him. That was
might be one of the craziest spears I've ever seen.
I think so. And back in the day when Goldberg was putting all his effort into the spear, he had some great ones. But man, I've never jumped out of my chair at a spear before, and I did when I saw
it looked
Braun
fake.
Breaker.
Just like special effects.
Ripped him in half, Carlito. Unbelievable.
The speed of that guy on the way down to the ring. Well, who do you think's going to win? I mean, I called Dom. Are you writing down our predictions?
No. We'll get those.
We haven't predicted Logan AJ yet. Who do you think's winning that one?
I think they're going to give it to Logan Paul. To be honest with you, I think Logan Paul's going to do something.
I think Logan's going to win that one.
Ridiculous. Logan's going to do something ridiculous, and he's going to get the win.
I mean, obviously, Americano's going to beat Ray.
I don't like that idea. I'm calling Ray. I'm never going to go against the Mr. Hall of Famer, Mr. 619. So,
Okay, so you think the deadbeat dad's gonna win? Gotcha.
yep.
Ray. Okay, got you down here, Matt Barnaby. Boom. All right. So what else did we talk about? Okay, Logan. We both think Paul's gonna win. All right. So who do you think's gonna win that one? I'm going Dom. I almost want to use my keyboard. Dominic.
I think. I mean, you might not be wrong. I'm gonna go with Penta. But I agree with you that Braun is not leaving with the belt.
Yeah.
And there's been so much battling with Dom and Finn that it's hard to say. Either they're going to do something that's going to cost each other the match, or one of them is going to take it. So that doesn't
Something's gonna
help at
happen.
all. I'm gonna go with Penta.
So let's go back to the top of the list here. Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, and I'm gonna tell you right now, he's the new Kevin Owens. He's the new glue.
Drew McIntyre.
He's so entertaining when he's not wrestling. There's very few wrestlers that are this entertaining when they're not wrestling, and he's stacked. He's like how people talk about Randy Orton, where you like a mold of a wrestler. He's another mold of a wrestler. Like,
yeah,
he's a wrestler. But him off the mic is amazing. Anyway, that's besides the point. So he's fighting Damian Priest. This has been a feud that's been going on for quite a while.
Yeah.
And I Drew with that patch. It's looking pretty cool, even though he did get glass in his eye. He got the worst luck, eh?
It's terrible luck. And I, for as much as I'd love Priest to shut him up, I think Drew's going to win this. He's ready for this. Drew is ready for this. I'm sure he's going to. I'm sure he's going to take it. And you're right. He's annoyingly entertaining. What was it last year's Mania when he was when he destroyed Seth Rollins? If you remember, right? He went over. I think it was his wife. He went over, grabbed her phone, and he tweeted, "Bored at work, LOL," and tweeted it. And so I'm like, okay, that. All right, points for Drew. So yeah, I mean,
minutes later he lost the belt.
He is fairly entertaining. So yeah, let's go with Drew on that one.
All right, so Drew both. Because I don't know if I said it out loud, but I'm pretty sure Drew's going to win. And we might see I don't know, maybe we'll see a little heel face turn. I'm not sure. I think people like Drew more than Damian. I think Damian needs to go to the dark side.
Yeah, I'm not as excited for him as a lot of the other guys on the card. I feel like he's a little stale right now. So
totally stale. Totally, he needs new everything. I've been saying this for weeks. Like new everything. Yeah. Clothes, attitude, this is the way he talks. Maybe he needs a manager. I don't know. I don't know what he needs, but he needs something. He's not interesting. Speaking of not interesting, Jade Cargill.
Jade Cargill versus Naomi. Damn it, that's interesting. Like 2 or 3 times I've agreed with you today. This doesn't bode well for me.
I'm really smart, man.
Yeah, so I've always been a big fan of Naomi and her in-ring work. I think she's unique, and she's always done a great job. I understand Jade has the look. She's she's cut, she's big, but
that's what she is. That's it.
I have very little investment in this match. I think it would have been 1,000% better for Naomi to fight Bianca Belair when they had that face-off in the ring a couple of weeks ago or last month or whatever it was. They're both yelling and screaming and crying. I thought it was some of the best stuff that those women have done ever. So I feel like a little let down that she has to fight Jade, and I get it. You know, the story is there. She attacked Jade, um, but yes, probably one of the ones I'm least excited for, to be honest with you. And it's
Everything
frustrating
Cargill
because
does is cringe.
I am a huge proponent of the women getting time to shine. Some of the women on the roster right now, and we've talked about this before, are some of the best wrestlers that are on
For
on
sure.
the roster. Period. So they definitely deserve their time to shine. I don't know. I'm having a hard time getting behind Jade on this one.
So, but who's winning?
Jade Cargill's going to win. I think.
Don't you love Naomi's Owen Hart-esque outfits with the caution tape?
The caution tape, yes, very much so.
Little Owen Hart shout out there. Well, since we're talking about the best wrestlers on the card, Charlotte versus Tiffy time. Tiffy time. You know, that promo that you talked about, how you said it was awkward, I don't think they knew how to deal with the crowd. It wasn't that bad. The end got weird. Like the DM stuff or whatever. Like, what's his name's in my DMs? Like, that was
Kaiser.
weird.
It's weird because they've never officially announced it or even had any reference to the fact. And those who don't know, Tiffy is dating Kaiser. But that's not an on-screen relationship. So for Charlotte to say, "Oh, Kaiser's in my DMs," really didn't have a lot of weight to it.
No,
because no one knows, like, or at least the casual fan doesn't know this. And Tiff, when she went off, she swore, she cursed.
she called her a bitch, didn't she?
No, she called her a little shit. But Charlotte was talking over her.
Yeah,
at the same
so
time,
didn't have, yeah.
so it didn't land. It didn't have any punch behind it. You know, and I think half the crowd probably didn't even hear it. And it was one of the most awkward promos or dueling promos or whatever you want to call it I've seen in years. Not since sorry, the cat is eating plants. Get out of here. Not since Roman Reigns' succotash line like 3-4 years ago. I haven't seen a dueling promo like that in a while, and it's like, Tiff got under Charlotte's skin, and Charlotte was addressing the crowd more than Tiff, and and then just digging at each other, these personal shots. And I'd say go check it out on YouTube, but they have edited all the personal shots out of the promo.
Did they?
Yeah, so you can't even find it now. And it was uncomfortable to watch. That's the loudest Charlotte's ever been booed. It's not great. I have very.
But the thing is, the bright side is, I don't think they realized how over this match is. That crowd was hot. I don't think they knew how to deal with it. The crowd was hot. They were loud as hell.
That there was a lot of hatred for Charlotte.
Very loud.
That was some Dom booing going on there. That was
David
Dom, Logan, Paul booing.
Is trying to say that they piped in the booze.
No,
I think David Meltzer is like going crazy. Like everything.
Yeah, I haven't really paid much credence to what he says in many years,
because you can see them reacting to it.
Well, that's the thing, and what they've done before is there is a trick where, because they got people in the back, right? They can turn up the mic, right? So if they want people like Dom to be heard while he's getting booed, they can just, because they mic the crowd as well, so they can turn the crowd down a little bit and turn up Dom. Now that doesn't help the people in the arena very much, but it helps the people at home watching it. Right? So if they're booing so loud you can't hear the person speaking, it's, they have the choice to turn up their mic, but they're not. I don't think that was piped in at all. There was a lot of hatred towards Charlotte there. And that promo, it's a train wreck, and I want to watch this match just for the sole fact that I want to see what else is going to happen, and maybe that's the point.
I think it'd be a good
But
match.
I think maybe there are going to be some liberties taken in that match, and it's going to get nasty, and it's going to get real, and it's going to get painful.
Who's winning? Yeah, it seems like they don't like each other. This isn't just friendly competition.
No,
like,
they
do not
like
like
each other at all.
Like,
if I'm basing it on ability as much as I can't stand her, I think Charlotte's winning it. I think Charlotte's going to win.
I think Tiffy's going to rise to the occasion.
Interesting.
I think Tiffy's going to hang on to that title. I don't think they want to give it up too quick. I don't think she's going to give it up as easy as people think, and I think Tiffy's got some chops.
She's done very well in the ring. I feel like Charlotte's going to take it.
You got cake versus no cake. Just saying. All right. Who's this shirt again? Fatu versus L.A. Idiot. I mean, you can tell who I think.
So I know you're not a big fan of LA Knight. I'm torn because usually I'm gonna sit here and rip into Fatu for being a psycho, rip into him for being an all-around bad guy and a jerk and all that good stuff. But we've been talking about it for months now. That he's got it. He's got something. Sometimes I'm not entirely sure what it is, but I know Fatu has it, and I think he's winning. And I think this is the start of his, coming out party.
Dissension to the top.
I think so. I think Fatu takes it. I loves me some LA Knight. I know you're not a big fan, but I think he's fantastic, and he's a lot of fun to watch and a lot of fun to hear on the mic. He says some of my favorite stuff. But Fatu is just on a roll right now. He's a beast. I would not want to be in LA Knight's shoes, and I'm going to call Fatu for the win.
And I think we're going to see some Fatu Braun Breaker matches coming up next season. I think they're going to pair those guys up for some matches. They haven't done anything together yet.
Do you not get the feeling that we're seeing Rock and Stone Cold with Braun Breaker and Fatu, like when they were fighting for the IC title? Yeah. Right before they were major, mega, huge stars, they started on the IC, and it was some of the most entertaining stuff. Right,
that's when Stone Cold threw the Intercontinental Belt into the river.
yeah.
I don't want this thing. I want the world. That was amazing. It's one of the most memorable moments in Raw history, in my opinion. I mean, I think Fatu's taking it. My opinion. Yep. They got a good storyline, kind of behind it. I mean, there's been like 4 guys all fighting. I thought it was going to be like a 4-way match, but we got a lot of those.
Well, LA Knight has been battling the bloodline with Solo and Tama and Tonga, and Fatu for a while, right? So I'm going to go ahead and assume that this is the last time these guys, really get in the mix with each other. I think they're both onto other things. I think LA Knight is ready to move into the main event scene. I'm not saying I'm not going to say he's going to be. I'm not going to say he's going to be champion anytime soon, but I think he's ready for that those types of matches. Whereas Fatu is absolutely ready to go on the belt run, U.S. title, IC title, those types of titles for Fatu right now.
So you think Fatu is going to win?
I do.
Okay, so we got some interesting storylines coming up. Io Sky, Bianca, Rhea.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
It's a pretty good little lead up to this.
Yeah,
Rhea just kind of bullying her way into it.
Yeah,
like she just beat people up till they let her in. And I love how Rhea is kind of nudging herself into her lipsticks, the darkness.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. I love how they're like not paying attention to Io Sky at all.
They keep face palming her every time Rhea and Bianca get together. They keep face palming Io, and Io's not having any of it.
And she's probably the best wrestler of all of them, but she's little. So they're doing this face palm thing to her. Bianca.
Bring up that picture from Raw last week. With
she's showing her bum off?
No.
That was great.
Where Io Sky.
One of the greatest moments in wrestling history.
My daughter pointed that one out. Yeah. There's a great still shot out there of Io coming off the ropes doing a drop kick to the back of Rhea Ripley, who's in front of Bianca. Oh man,
hammers her head into her.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying the storyline. I love Io.
You've been singing her praises for months.
For a long time. What could happen though is we could see Bianca get some help from her good old friend Naomi, and I mean, we need some bad girls.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, those all three are considered fan favorites, so this should be interesting. I think Rhea is on the fence, but I think that's why people like her. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, so sometimes, for the most part, being a jerk, being despicable, being a Kevin Owens, being that kind of thing, will get the crowd to hate you, right? But there are certain people out there that they like the bad attitude on them. It looks
they get Razor Ramon,
right? That's what happened with Stone Cold. It's what's happening with Rhea Ripley. It's what's happening with Fatu.
I mean, people started cheering Razor Ramon without him doing anything different.
Yeah.
It was like the beginning of the bad guy being the good guy. When he was fighting like 1, 2, 3 Kid and stuff and doing those matches.
So good. Yeah.
They're cheering for him. He couldn't do anything. And then so now he just acted the same, which I loved. Anyway, rest in peace. So who's winning that?
Great question. This really is a coin toss at this point in time. However, I believe my daughter will disown me if I don't call Rhea Ripley for the win. So I'm going to call Rhea for the win. I was going to go with Bianca, but after
everybody underestimate Neo.
After a heated discussion with the 12-year-old, I'm going to go with Rhea Ripley for the win on this one. I wouldn't be surprised if Bianca took it. I'm not trying to overlook Io Sky at all. It'd be very interesting because she's only just won the belt as well, right? So it really could go. Like, I can see each of them winning, and I'm fine with it. So if I have to pick someone, it's going to have to be Rhea Ripley.
Bayley interferes. Io Sky retains. Damage control. Gains control at WWE Women's Division.
Ooh. All right. I'll take that.
That's my call.
I'm good with that.
I want it. And then we're going to see a bunch of tag matches with Bianca and Rhea against the Damage Control folks. And I think that's going to be a feud going forward. And they're not going to be happy about it, but they're going to have a common enemy. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. And I think that's what's going to happen. Drop. Back. Enter Jey Uso. I'll tell you right now, Jey Uso's promo this week, best promo he has done in his career. He yeeted the hell out of that promo. It helped the traction because the traction was losing it. And when I say
I think the last 2 weeks have really kicked it up.
Yeah, the blood
done for destroying Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that wasn't just a beatdown. That was attempted murder. That's the most blood I have seen in WWE in a long time. I can't remember the last time we saw that much blood. Maybe Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk at Hell in the Cell when he busts him open with a toolbox.
It was like when Brock Lesnar broke Orton open that one time.
Yeah, with his elbow. that was insane. That was so much blood, and he was covered head to toe. Gunther was covered head to toe in his blood. But you're right. Jay the following week comes out and delivers right from the heart. Like that was outstanding, and that really made me excited for the match. I was already excited for the match. I know there are people out there who are, oh, Jay's not ready. He's a tag guy. He's a mid guy. I think Jey Uso is fantastic. I think he can go. Um,
He's as over as over can be. The more over you are, the more of the keyboard warriors don't like you. I'm obviously more of a Gunter fan because he's better. Yeah. But to say Jey Uso's not ready for the spot is ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm excited.
When he comes out and does the yeet, I mean, the place is going crazy. Yeah. The kids love him.
Yeah.
What else can you ask for? And I mean, after this week's promo, I don't know if he's summoning Dusty Rhodes to help him with his promos, because that was good. Yeah, incredible. And even the way Gunter reacted was incredible. He just like looked kind of worried and stuff. Like it was
without making him look like
masterful.
Without making him look like a coward. Without Gunther looking like he was afraid, he looked concerned. Yeah, like, oh crap, what have I done? I've awakened a beast type thing. I am super stoked for this. And Jey Uso all the way. He gets his WrestleMania moment. There's 70,000 people yeeting in unison, and it's going to be a huge party. Side note, I'm going to call it now. They open night one. They open the show.
I see that. Yeah, just like last year with Seth and Drew. Yeah, I agree. I think Jay's going to win. I think he's got the eye of the use right now. He's he's the confidence. If you asked me 2 weeks ago, it would have been Gunter. He's just beating him down. He's making him mess up. He's in his head. But after that promo, man, Jay, you could see clarity, and you can see he was telling the truth. He's not afraid anymore, and I'm excited. I think it's going to be slobber knocker, as good old JR would say.
It's going to be so good.
So we're into the main events now. Let's talk about the non-title main event first, right? Rollins, Reigns, Punk. Now, all these people saying Punk shouldn't be in the match is crazy to me. Like, there's so many internet. He has nothing to do with the storyline. This and that.
He has everything to do with the storyline.
Like him and Rollins have so much history together from before. Rollins was badmouthing Punk for years on Twitter. Like, when anybody would ask if he wants to come back, he'd basically call him a cancer.
Yep.
They have years of history without even. I don't even think they fought. Did they ever fight before this? I don't think so. But plus, they have the match.
Well, there's
a lot of history there.
He had a 3-on-1 with the Shield before Punk left, like 10 years ago. There was a 3-on-1 with the Shield,
right?
Where Punk ended up winning. Right. But yeah, I don't understand that, because since the second Punk walked back into WWE, Seth Rollins has been dogging him.
Yeah, exactly.
Their feud, I say, if anyone's the odd man out, is Roman Reigns.
Well, I mean, him and Rollins have a little bit of history as well, considering the reason he lost the belt last year is Rollins.
Well,
and then the Shield, and then everything else.
Right? Absolutely.
And then Reigns and Punk's connection is the wise man.
Yeah,
who we now know will be in Punk's corner.
Oh, so exciting,
right? So that was a really interesting little twist last week on SmackDown. On SmackDown. I think they're selling this amazingly. Like, a lot of people are like, a non-title match in the main event. Why not?
It's the three biggest names in wrestling.
Exactly.
Right? That's not named Cody Rhodes. There's the three biggest names in wrestling right now. This had to be a main event, of course. Look at who you got in there. It's insane. And yeah, all three have a reason to be in there. All three, and again, it's been stories for the last, with Seth and Punk, like we said, last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
at minimum of them going at it, and then Roman obviously with Seth breaking up the Shield initially, years ago. They keep replaying the chair shot to the back of Roman, right, from Seth, and all the hatred of the bloodline from Seth. And I mean, the story for this is my favorite. It is story of the year for me. I am so hyped for this. A couple of weeks ago when Heyman's like, "You did it, buddy. You're going to be in the main event." He kisses him on the forehead, and Punk starts crying. Those were real tears coming out of his eyes. Like you can feel it. You can absolutely feel it.
Every time, like you said, every time Punk touches that mic, it's an event.
Yeah.
He is the most talented not wrestler. Like somebody that you don't even need to see him wrestle. And he's an amazing storyteller or wrestler in the ring. He's all around. He's all around the best, in my opinion. I mean, all three of them are all around, and I throw Cody in there. The best wrestlers all around. I mean, is there anybody better all around than those four guys?
No, and that's why they're main eventing.
In ring, just their presence, everything about them is amazing.
Everything Punk touches turns to gold at this point, and God, the guy deserves it. You look at his last few matches, last few pay-per-view or PLEs or whatever you want to call them, the Raw match with Seth when they first came to Netflix, the steel cage match that they had, his Hell in the Cell with Drew McIntyre, he was in the Rumble, he was in the Elimination Chamber match. He doesn't have to do that. He's 44, 40 whatever years old.
And everybody's like, he's going to get injured. He's not getting injured anymore. He must be up in that physical workout stuff and making, like, he's in. He's putting on the best matches of the year, probably.
He's done 10 times as much wrestling as Roman Reigns has in the last 6 months.
Yeah. That cage match where Roman Reigns interfered, I mean, that match was masterful. It was a beautiful match.
So good.
Who's winning? I am calling Punk.
Really?
Punk's getting his WrestleMania moment.
See, I feel that he just, he wants to be in the main event. I would be thrilled if Punk won. I have a terrible feeling that, Paul Heyman's gonna Paul Heyman, right? And I love Paul Heyman, but I smell a Big Show Brock Lesnar moment. Like maybe Punk has it won, and Heyman, pulls the ref out or pulls Punk off of him or something. Every inch of me is calling for Punk to win. I just don't think he will.
So you think Reigns?
I think Roman's going to win. I don't want him to. I'm with you. I want Punk to have his WrestleMania moment, but I think the main event is his moment, and what happens after is just icing.
True.
So I just have a bad feeling that there's going to be some shenanigans, and Roman's going to end up with the pin.
What do we got time here? What did it say?
43 minutes.
That's fine. All right. So you think Reigns? Okay. Yeah, and Reigns really took a hit last year. He's going to want to win, so there's going to be a plan in play. So it's not a bad call. Nobody's picking Rollins, huh?
I guess not. Poor guy. He's had a string of losses the last year or so.
It'd be pretty funny if Rollins did win. But we'll see. I mean, another guy, like I adore Rollins. His clothing, the way he talks, everybody's singing his song. He's got a great song. It's really, really good. Everybody says it's amazing. One of the best songs.
Guy came up to me, tears in his eyes.
I've personally never heard the song, but I think it's amazing. Everybody tells me that song good. Anyway, so we got Cena, Cody Rhodes.
Well, so I was going to say real quick, Rollins. No more. I think Rollins needs the win more than anybody else. So I'm not surprised to anyone. Actually, no, I take that back. I'm not surprised if Reigns or Rollins wins. I'd be surprised if Punk wins, and that's who I want to win. But I'll stick with Reigns. Anyways, we can move.
What if Becky helps her husband?
Well, that'd be interesting.
Because she's got to be coming back soon. I know she was off for a while, but she's got to
Yeah, I've
miss
not
the
heard anything about
spotlight.
her.
She's got to miss the spotlight. The spotlight. But yeah, so Cena Cody Rhodes, the big one, if you will. This is
Wow.
the big one. Do you want to talk about Cena Cody Rhodes promo first?
I mean, the last couple of weeks have been crazy.
I mean, we had 2 promos to start where they just talk alone, no back and forth. So this week now we get the finale, the grand finale of promos, and we're not going to see either of those guys together in a ring until WrestleMania at this point. From then, it's one of the greatest promos I've ever seen. It was amazing. It was awesome. It was visceral. It was a lot of truth going around.
It was pretty nutty.
And I couldn't believe, like, when Cena came down and gets the mic, and Rhodes doesn't even let him talk. He's like, you've talked enough. It's my turn to start. Now Cena's finally becoming himself. Too bad he's retiring, because we've all known he's had that in him. It's all about money, right? The kids, yada yada, all that stuff just made him more money, made him Hollywood. Now he's entrenched in Hollywood, and he can be himself, like The Rock.
That's a fair point to say. I think I'm gonna side with a couple of the things that Michael Cole said. That it was the fans who got him where he was, and he just completely turned his back on them. He's
he doesn't
complaining
need
about
them anymore.
Well, yeah, but
he's got Peacemaker.
When he announced his retirement tour, since then he's been cheered, he's been loved. So I'm very surprised he took the stance. But again, the promo between the two, the back and forth was just outstanding. Cena calling Rhodes like his chauffeur. You're just a chauffeur who got lucky. You're my driver. That's who you were. And I think one of my favorite lines was Cody punching back at him with there was more dick in that promo than you got in your jorts.
I'll tell you right now, I'm effing sick of these European crowds. Okay, I hate English people the most.
Love it.
These stupid soccer chants. Kiss my ass. As soon as Cody gets on a roll, they start soccer chanting. Europeans, figure out when to boo and cheer. What is going on? Just like in the middle of a sentence, like, shut the hell up! Right in the middle of it. Kills the momentum. These people speak English. Do you have any thoughts on the English people?
For those who don't know, I was born there. I didn't live there for 12 years. Not deliberately, though. You know what? It's funny. I can absolutely see where you're coming from, especially. But I mean, I think
I get to know English people.
The wrestlers embrace it so much. If I had to sit through another European show where Rollins let the crowd sing his song for 6 minutes straight without anything else, I was gonna throw my shoe through the TV.
And this is how I felt during this promo.
I was done with that. It's like, shut up, let me hear what's going on. I didn't think it was as bad in that promo. I thought it was
like I started joking and you laughed before I finished the first sentence. Yeah. Figure out where you're doing your thing. Get with the program, people. You got shit to say.
I can see that. I personally, I love the those crowds, and funnily enough, the first night back in the States, that chant has made its way over now. Cody,
but they're not doing it constantly.
No,
Roman Reigns, that's the best one.
When Heyman started singing it, that was the best.
There's 2 things I can't believe from that promo. He brought up being booed in AEW, and he brought up Vince McMahon.
I know, right? So yeah, Cody, talk to Cena. Hey, what are you going to make fun of me for? My lisp? You're going to make fun of me for that? You're going to make fun of my tattoo? You're going to make fun of the fact that I got booed in the company that I started? Yeah, very surprised. And then it was, you know, you're right. I have been chosen, but the people chose me. Right? Cody Rhodes says the people chose me. Who chose you, John Cena?
Yeah, just a guy in a suit we can't talk about anymore.
Yeah,
Great
it was
line.
not here anymore. Yeah, it's so good.
Now let's get down to brass tacks, though. But the only reason Cody got back is back in WWE. I agree, the fans. He's just people love him, and they see that. But he was hired by Vince McMahon.
He was. Vince
McMahon went to his house.
Yeah, he flew to him
with Bruce Pritchard to get him back on contract. How many people have that? There's all these stories about them being flown to his house in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to go to the big house. Oh, there's a, Undertaker. I think Mankind. There's a few of them that got that.
Yep.
Which is a big deal. How many people had Vince McMahon knock on your door?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right?
Yeah,
it's insane, especially, and he's with all the controversy in Vince, he's a slimy bastard. Okay, let's get past that. You could still see he was looking out for WWE, even though he knew he was selling.
Yeah.
His last hire is Cody Rhodes.
Yep.
Right? So he's business on his mind all the time in regards to making sure WWE exists.
And he made the right choice too, because Cody is insanely over. He is the new face of the company.
Easily.
And like Cody said to John Cena, hey, the next one doesn't always look like the last one.
I mean, yeah.
Right? So
it's crazy, like Cody Rhodes bringing up burying talent to John Cena.
Yeah. Stuff. I don't bury talent, I bury mediocrity. Yeah. What a line. John Cena.
Cody's mid. He says, I took this long making this about perfection. What do you say? Perfection to have a paint by numbers, sociopathic, nepo baby that is so into himself, he had his wrestling gimmick tattooed for the world to see. That's good stuff. Now, Cody's saying you didn't leave it better than you started or whatever. Or there was like a comment like that. True. Very true. John Cena, though, got them through some dark years.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Which, of course, wasn't brought up, but...
absolutely. It was, you didn't leave wrestling in better shape than when you found it. Essentially, was what he was telling him. But, yeah, I mean, Cena carried that company for 15 years.
And the ratings showed him being there is an extra million eyes for a long time.
Yep.
And finally The Rock gets brought up. Between you and I, which one sold out to The Rock? It's the first time he's been mentioned.
Yeah.
Which I'm curious if we'll see him at Mania. I don't know. We might see him in that Roman Reigns match. Maybe that's why Roman wins.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
know why that would happen, because he's had nothing to do with that, but
I think Rock will be there. Write this down as a prediction. Rock's going to get involved in the Cody Cena match. And, a host is going to be in town that day. He lives there, and he's going to be in town, and he's confirmed he's in town, is Mr. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Mm-hmm. I think if The Rock interferes, we're going to see some Stone Cold as well.
Oh, man, the place will burn down if that happened. It would be so exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, line of the night is, you're still my hero, but you're also a piece of shit.
And then the crowd started chanting, piece of shit, piece of shit.
And John Cena is really doing his best Bob Backlund right now, turning bad and getting mad at swearing.
Yeah.
This whole thing.
Your vulgar language.
Yeah.
Your expletives and fecal matter based.
I mean, there's so many lines we can say. I mean, we're not just, but I mean, he makes empires for billionaires. Cody just steals money from his kids.
From the kids.
Mean, come on. Cody said he never had a chance. You can't wrestle. Hey, that's the winner. That's the knockout punch, right? I never had a chant. You can't wrestle.
Yeah. Which is what made Cena kind of snap and go after Cody. Cody hits the crossroads on him, lays him out. You said that there's not another interaction between those two, you don't think, before WrestleMania. I'm kind of surprised. I figured, maybe Cena would try and get a receipt on that before Mania, but we'll see.
I don't think we'll see them. I don't think we'll see them together. I don't think we'll see Cena until WrestleMania at all. I don't know. I haven't looked at the schedule, so I don't know if he's scheduled before. Because I know that the schedule is public, I guess.
Yeah.
You got the Crossroads, and your idiot countrymen starting another soccer champ. So anyway. Like, shut the fuck up with the goddamn soccer chants, you stupid pricks. All right.
Tell me how you really feel, Nick. Stop holding back, buddy.
I've come around to soccer and football. Okay, I've come around to it. It's a great sport. It's really, really great. A lot of running. Those cams are very powerful cams. I love the short shorts. Really shows all the manliness. Short shorts are the best. I wear short shorts when I play golf now. It's the best. So, I mean, who's not excited for this match? I mean, last year we just assumed it was going to be Cody versus Rock. Obviously, there's a swerve with John Cena suddenly saying he's going to retire. So, The Rock gets involved in his way, right? Buys the unbuyable John Cena.
Yeah.
But when you got that kind of money, you can buy the unbuyable. Ask... I don't know, Elon Musk. I mean, the guy's almost president. Right? So, like, it's just incredible how quickly they built this. I think Cena's going to leave it on the table. I think Cody Rhodes is going to win. And I have a feeling that John Cena is going to try and shake Cody Rhodes out of respect at the end. Face turn, and The Rock's going to come down and somehow attack John Cena or something. And it's going to set up a John Cena Rock feud.
Really?
That's my call. I know it's a quick turn. You know?
It is.
It's a really, really quick turn. It's a really quick turn. It's just turning. This is how I turn.
That's how you turn? That's how you do something, that's for sure. So,
have you seen him dance?
Young man, you don't want to. Anyways,
it's a poll.
Man, it's
a poll prediction.
But it lines up like you're. I don't think that's the worst prediction out there. You figure that, Cena's not going to want to leave wrestling after all this he's put into it. Is he really going to want to leave it with people just booing the crap out of him? Like.
And I think the rest of the year is going to be happy Cena. He might even win a belt after WrestleMania.
I
don't know, but I don't think WrestleMania is 17.
I have a hard time seeing, a lot with wrestling is not what have you done for me, it's what have you done for me lately, right? Mm-hmm. And so if he leaves wrestling as one of the most hated guys on the planet, it's going to be a long time before anybody cheers for him, right? His Hall of Fame, his, because that's inevitable. All that stuff. It's going to leave a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. So I am waiting for him to do the right thing, which is going to upset The Rock, and it's going to, make Cena be looked at in a positive light again. Will it happen at Mania? I have no idea. It'd be quick, but I wouldn't be mad at it. But the thing is that with his attitude right now, we can have a really good Cena versus Orton and Cena versus CM Punk. I think that needs to happen before anything else.
It's possible. I just think so. That's a bold prediction. I'm just going to stick with that. But no matter what happens, that's how Cena's turning back. He's going to shake somebody's hand at a like it's going to be something like that where
he's going to piss off The Rock.
Yeah,
he's going to piss off
The Rock. It's going to set up them fighting each other. Is it going to be for the title? I don't know. I mean,
so
you're going to have two guys that don't wrestle fight for the title.
And I can't. This is the hardest one for me to predict. This is the hardest one. I genuinely.
It's a coin flip, dude.
have no idea who's going to win this. Because for everything Cena's done for the company, that 17th championship, I felt was a lock. I felt like for multiple reasons, Cena should win that. He should own that that record, in my opinion. Just for everything he's done.
Yeah, 100%.
But I don't think Cody's ready to lose that belt just yet.
There's also another belt he can get.
It's true.
But we need to take it off Cody.
I mean, is that how Jay loses his? Jay's going to win the belt, and he loses to Cena, right? Last two in the Rumble, they've planted that seed already as well. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go ahead and say Cody for the win. But there's a big asterisk next to that because I have no friggin' clue.
It's nice to be in the dark.
It is.
I mean, I'm in the dark on a lot of these matches, to be honest. I mean,
it's become far less predictable. Things have become far less predictable the last year or so. I think it's been fantastic.
And that's the way to go. I mean, if you're not in the dark, you're bored. And that's what happened in the Cena era. I mean, there was a few years there where you're like, no matter what happens, we had that with Hogan a little bit too. You remember when he got that off Yokozuna and that match? It was just like, oh, Hogan's there, he's gonna get the title no matter what happened. It was, I don't know. I mean, Cena could very well win. I don't know, but I think Cody's got it. I think he needs it. I think he needs it a lot more than Cena. And I'm excited for the match. I don't know. Is it no holds barred? I don't think so. Are they going to probably stretch it out? I think somebody might come out and say it's no holds barred. We'll see.
Yeah, I think maybe it's one of those where a DQ happens and, Aldis will run down and be like, this is now a no DQ.
Or The Rock.
Yeah.
The Rock says this is no DQ.
Maybe Cody wins and The Rock comes out and says, nope, it's no DQ now. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's it could go either way. And either way, I'm super excited. It's going to be a great WrestleMania. I think, it's 2 nights, so and we're not quite sure which matches are on which night, so I can't really say what match of each night is going to be. But I think the Rollins Reigns Punk match is going to be outstanding, and the Cena Cody Rhodes match as well. I think those two main events. The two main events are going to be the two best matches, I think.
Yeah, it's. I mean, we got some good potential. I mean, we'll see what happens with the tag teams. I could see that Fatu LA Knight match being pretty good. The 4-way match, I think that's going to be spot after spot after spot after spot.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
It's going to be very fast. It's going to be. I don't expect it a long match, but it's going to be a hard hitting. We're going to see some color in that one. Yeah, we're under 2 weeks away. I've already lost my tickets to WrestleMania, so I'll be watching from a couch like the rest of you, but I'll be in Vegas. I'm not trying to rebuy any tickets. F it. I'm done. Sick of it.
I give it a week.
Until I buy tickets? I've been looking at StubHub. I don't know, man. The seats are so small. I'm so big. Yeah, so if I can't find another box, it's... Anyway. And the box tickets are like $1,000, I was already paying $5,000 for 2 tickets of Canadian.
Ugh.
And the box
if I had it, I would.
$1,500 more. I mean, I was doing it. I was a little low on funds, but I was doing it. But whatever. I got lots of pizza money, I guess. Extra. I was a little short on funds, so that extra $5,000 will help after buying that generator, I guess.
Yeah.
So anyway, people don't know the generator story. I'll cut that part out. All right. I mean, anything else? I think Cena's gonna win because Cena's his real self now. I also think English people suck as well, and go to hell. Jesus, Bruce, calm down. Sorry.
You know what? You got to keep your dog under wraps there. All right.
That's Larry's even upset.
That's hate speech, is what that is.
What's that about? Screw English people! Screw! Oh! Oh!
All right, I'm fighting your dog next time I come over.
He'll fight you right now. I'll throw him at you. He'll just be like, "Hey, Bruce, Is your dick out again? Yeah, my dick's out. So John, the English people can say, "Hey, Bruce." Okay, that's too much. This is a kid's show. Get down.
No chance. That's a fact.
Like and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to get on our more regular schedule. Once WrestleMania, once I'm back from vacation, we'll have our weekly This Week in Wrestling, or we'll pick a topic, depending on what's going on. I don't think we're going to do step by step on every show. It's too much notes. And you've watched the show. So I think we'll just figure out our best matches, or if there's a big topic, we'll discuss that. We'll play it by ear, week by week. But, right, we're going to get back on schedule, right? Every week,
sir.
we're going to get some episodes out. And eventually, maybe we'll get some merch eventually. Once we're at, say, 1,000.
Let's do that. I like
It'll
that.
only take 5 years.
That's all right.
Like and subscribe. Anything? Any last words?
No, I think we've covered everything. Thanks for watching, everybody, and don't forget, if you think Mr. Handsome Nick Hanlon here is wrong, well then you're wrong.
You're probably wrong. I'll see you on the flip side. Oh wait, I'll see you on the sunset flip side. Blah blah. Bam, bam, bam. Are the Leafs winning?